Stedfast is a web-based curriculum planning and quality assurance application. It is designed to support all types of education and training, including schools, colleges, independent training providers and universities. In this short presentation, we will explain the key features of Stedfast and take a look at how organisations are able to plan and manage their curriculum intent, implementation, impact, sequencing and mapping. Stedfast offers a number of different modules. In the Delivery Plans module, users are able to easily create assessment and curriculum plans. The Staff Management module is designed to set out professional standards and job roles and to manage and review staff against individual performance objectives. The CPD Management module allows users to request and record their CPD activities and for managers to track and manage CPD for the whole organisation. Organisations can easily manage their policies and procedures and ensure they are up to date through the annual review features. The Risk module is designed to support safeguarding activities by enabling risk assessments to be conducted across the whole organisation's operational delivery. The purpose of this video is to provide a brief introduction to curriculum planning and how Stedfast is used to develop and manage curriculum intent, implementation, impact, sequencing and mapping. You will see that we have a range of different assessment plans. Stedfast can be used to create 3 types of assessment plan. These are strategic plans which are used for top-level planning. Operational plans which tend to be used for self-assessment or self-evaluation, meeting awarding body compliance requirements or for other quality frameworks. And then we have programme assessment plans which form the basis of all teaching and learning activities. In this example, we are going to take a look at an apprenticeship standard programme. We will use the business admin standard as this is delivered by a large number of apprenticeship providers. The first thing to note is that an assessment plan is made up of a number of different sections. It is important to understand that assessment plans can be used for any activity in your organisation that involves objectives, outcomes, performance review and action plans. All assessment plans are able to have narrative sections added to them. This allows users to set out specific information for the assessment plan. We will not go into all of the sections now as there are additional videos covering this. In this assessment plan, we have added information about the programme, local and regional context, and the sequence of delivery. It is really helpful for staff to have this information in an assessment plan as it will help them through OfSTED deep dives. Moving to the objectives section, you can see that we have the apprenticeship skills, knowledge and behaviour standards added to this plan. The required standards have been added to each section. It is now important to understand that this assessment plan will start to set out the curriculum intent. Education and training providers need to set out what they want learners to be able to know or do by the end of the programme, and why this is required. To do this, users add measures which clearly define the curriculum why and what. They select the work evidence that will be used and what the success criteria are. In this example, we have clearly set out the intent, the measure type, the success criteria expected to demonstrate the knowledge or skill, and when we expect this to happen. You should also note that outcomes in one assessment plan can be matched with outcomes in other assessment plans. So if you wanted to align outcomes with English and Maths development or safeguarding and prevent outcomes, this can easily be done. The mappings report then lets you demonstrate where, for instance, your prevent outcomes have been delivered across all of your programmes. The only other area we need to consider at this stage is the options area. This allows the assessment plan owner to add team members and also to set up an assessment review. We will add a review cycle for August 2019 to July 2020. However, programme reviews can take place whenever you feel they are appropriate. What is important is that review cycles will allow users to measure their curriculum impact. More of that later. We will now turn our attention to the curriculum plans area of Stedfast and start to look at curriculum implementation. Again, we will use the example of the Business Administration Apprenticeship Standard. Curriculum plans consist of activities. These can be module or subject-specific or event-based activities. The level of detail that you want to go down is up to you. You can see here that each activity is made up of learning, practice and assessment requirements, and we also have a start and end period. This can be set to weeks, months, terms or years. Let's take a look at an activity. Activities are made up of 3 steps. The first step sets out activity detail, including a short description, when the activity is sequenced to be delivered, and if it requires learning, practice or assessment. In step 2, the activity is aligned with the assessment plan outcomes, which, in this example, is the Business Administration Standard. Step 3 is where you can add activity detail. It should be noted that the activity detail areas are customisable by each organisation, so you can have your own headings. You can also see from a curriculum implementation perspective that we have added material here which will be used for our teaching and learning delivery. Adding detail is then done for practice and assessment, if you have selected these in the first step. Without wanting to go into too much detail at this stage, you will notice the curriculum mapping and sequencing areas. Curriculum mapping allows us to see which outcomes are covered by activities, and we can drill down into detail here. Likewise, we can see the full curriculum sequence for this programme and can expand each month and activity to see the content of the learning, practice and assessment. It is also worth noting that for apprenticeship providers, you can plan and monitor the 20% off-the-job training. You can see here that by planning the number of off-the-job learning hours in Stedfast, we can see if the actual amount of planned hours meets the required hours for the programme length. Once a programme has been developed and is being used to deliver teaching and learning, it will be important to conduct reviews at specific intervals. This is done by all staff who are part of the assessment plan. Each member of the assessment plan team will see the measures that they are required to add findings for through the tiles on their dashboard page. Review cycles are covered in other videos. This concludes the short introduction to Stedfast. For more information and to book an online demo to see the system in more detail, please go to our website www.stedfast.io. Many thanks.